Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of KCAT News. Sean Neptune will try and look inside the first discovered black hole. Caleb Perkins recaps Tiger Woods' return. Emma Seville will provide all the details about the power outage that occurred on Friday. Andrew Burgos will be turning up the volume on choir and band. And Trey Abasolo shows us some of the amazing projects featured in the art show. And then Sean and Emma will have another episode of Sip and Tea. And as always, I'll have another segment of GGR. I'm Gabe Daniel, and KCAT News starts right now. Emma Seville made a trip down to Mulvane City Hall to shed some light on the power outage that got all of us out of school last Friday.
On Friday, April 11th, the city of Mulvane lost power for roughly 8 hours from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the town to gain power back. As a result, our school district canceled school. The cause was started from a simple car accident.
The car smashed the pole into 3 pieces, which caused the overhead power lines to touch. And when power lines like that touch, it causes them to blink or go out. That main power line, when those 3 touched, it caused an outage. But because we have our own electrical company, which is very advantageous to the city, we, the city, are responsible for getting the crews out to restore the power. The way an electrical system works in the Mulvane, there are 4 different sectors or circuits, and it's difficult to bring them all on at once because you'd have power surges. So you bring them on slowly, 1 through 4, and it takes a little bit of time to do that. The fortunate thing about this incident is the pole that car hit gave way. It smashed, and I think that's the reason why the individual driving wasn't more seriously injured or killed. There aren't really any fail-safes. What you try and do, you know these things are going to happen. What you do is you do the best you can to be prepared to react to it. But there isn't any surefire 100% way that's affordable anyway to guarantee these things won't happen.
City crew members worked fast to get power back, and luckily everything is back and running safely. Emma Seville, KCAT News.
Sean Neptune sat down with Mr. Ritterhouse to look at the first ever confirmed black hole.
On April 10, 2019, the first blurred picture of a black hole was released. This brought us our first look at a work that was previously known as a science fiction. I caught up with Earth and Space Science teacher Mr. Ritterhouse to get more information on what a black hole was.
Black holes are really hard to detect because they're a singularity in gravity where basically it sucks in everything, including light. So there's no light that comes out of a black hole, which is why they're called a black hole. So the recent picture of a black hole is really impressive because they were able to actually photograph a black hole. They had to do this by using a bunch of different telescopes all over the planet, and basically they looked at a black hole that was outside of our galaxy. And it was actually easier for them to do that in a different galaxy because we do have a black hole in our own galaxy at the center, but there's a bunch of stuff in the way. There's a lot of stars and planets and things like that. They're kind of blocking our view. So it was actually much easier to get that picture of a black hole from a different galaxy.
That's all from me. Sean Neptune, KCAT News.
Thanks for that one, Sean. This past Friday, the District Art and Tech Show was scheduled, but however, it was moved to Monday after the citywide power outage. Trey Abasolo will show us some of the creative projects built and displayed by students throughout the district.
The annual Art and Technology Show for Mulvane was held this past Monday, April 15th, at the Mulvane High School. The Art and Tech Show highlights the projects made from the district students in their art and tech classes. I caught up with Clement Heck.
I welded a bumper for my truck with a roof rack on top and then rock sliders that connect under the bumper. I just really like how people can show off their things, and it gives a good opportunity for the community to interact with the welding kids. Probably a rear bumper and skid plates for my truck.
Good job to everyone who was featured in the Art and Tech Show. That's all for me, Trey Wasolo, KCAT News.
Thanks, Trey. Tiger Woods returned to the tee over the weekend and accomplished something many experts never thought he would do again, but he did. KCAT reporter Caleb Perkins has the recap on his return.
From April 11th through April 14th, some major events happened in the world of sports. It was in the Masters. For those who don't know a lot about golf, the Masters is the biggest tournament in golf every year. The Masters is a 72-hole tournament. The winner this year happened to have the biggest comebacks in all of sports history. His name is Tiger Woods. Tiger is the son of the late Earl Woods, a retired lieutenant in the U.S. Army. He was nicknamed Tiger after a Vietnamese soldier and friend of his father nicknamed that. He grew up in California. He took an interest in golf at the age of 6 months, watching his father hit golf balls into a net and imitating his swing. He shot 48 for 9 holes at the age of 3. Tiger played in his first professional tournament in 1992 at the age of 16, the Los Angeles Open. Then he entered the Stanford University in 1994, and in 2 years he won 10 collegiate events, including the NCAA title, before turning professional on August 27, 1996. He concluded his amateur career by winning an unpreceded third consecutive U.S. amateur title, finishing with a record of 18 consecutive match played victories. This is when Tiger got hot. Woods played in his first tournament as a professional in the Great Milwaukee Open. It was one of 7 events left in 1966 for him to finish among the top 125 money winners and earned a player's card for the PGA tournament. He achieved number 1 in the official world golf ranking for the most rapid progression ever of that position. On June 15, 1997, in his 42nd week of being a professional, Woods became the youngest ever number 1 golfer at the age of 21 and 24 weeks. Woods won 8 times on the PGA tournament in 1999. Including the PGA Championship, he won 4 consecutive PGA tournaments events to end the year and started in 2000 with 2 more victories for a total of 6 in succession. So he won the Masters in 1997, 2001, 2002, and 2005. Then he had problems, and he had a lot of them. He had to have 8 knee and back surgeries. He had to also get in trouble with the law during the same time. But now in 2019, over 10 years, he came back and won his 5th Masters. So what's next for Tiger Woods? Well, you might think Tiger Woods would end on the Masters. He's not. He is back for good, and he wants more titles. I sat down with some of the golf athletes to ask what they think about Tiger Woods' comeback.
I think Tiger Woods is the greatest player of our generation. His ability to win after all these years and his ability to come back from the injuries that he's had throughout the years are just incredible to me.
I also agree that Tiger Woods is the best player ever, and for one reason, his ability to compete in the last 2 days is phenomenal. After shooting a 72 under on the first day and then coming back to shoot 14 under after 3 rounds, it's very amazing.
I think Tiger's pretty good, but I'm better. Just kidding. No, but I believe that Tiger is one of the best players in all of sports just because of the injuries that he sustained and then the ability to come back. Most players can't do that after what they've done.
Caleb Perkins, KCAT News.
The band and choir performed at state and large group. Andrew Burgos will give us the insight on that.
On Thursday, April 11th, the Mulvane High School band and choir traveled to Cowley County Community College to participate in state large group. The Mulvane High School's women's choir and Esprit de Corps ladies combined to get all straight ones, which is very hard at state large group.
And the judge's job is to find everything that's wrong and take points away for each mistake that you make. And they got 3 ones straight across from all the judges, so that's the highest rating they can get. And I was very, very proud of them.
Congratulations to the Mulvane High School band and the Mulvane High School women's choir and the Esprit ladies. That's all for me. Andrew Burgos, KCAT News.
Emma and Sean sat down and sipped some tea with Kaylee Ferry and Aaron McElravy for yet another episode of Sippin' Tea.
Welcome to this week's episode.
This week we have Kaylee Ferry and Aaron McElravy to talk about the spring play.
This week we have freshman Kaylee Ferry and senior Aaron McElravy.
For our first question today, what is the spring show?
We're doing a night of 1 acts. So pretty much we just have a bunch of smaller plays that wouldn't be as long as your normal 2-hour play, and we're putting them all together, and it's going to add up into a full show.
So now that we know what a night of 1 acts is, what are the shows that you guys are doing in it?
Miss Polly's, Miss Beth's, Swerve, I'm pretty sure this is your fault, Julia, Eddie, and Bad Auditions.
My question is, why did the show change from Comedy of Errors to Night of 1 Act?
There was a time restraint for a comedy of errors, and we wouldn't have been able to put it all together in time, and we wanted the show to be the best it could be, so we held off on that, and now we're doing this.
So our next question is, what characters do you play in these shows?
I play in Miss Polly's, I play Annie, and in Miss Beth, I play Beth. Annie is an orphan. She's, but in a home for the criminally insane. It's kind of a spoof from like the musical Annie. Yeah, and then Miss Beth is a spoof on Macbeth, and I don't know how Miss Macbeth goes, but I'm Beth.
In Miss Beth, I play Brittany, and it's set in kind of the typical high school cheerleading situation, and I'm the typical dumb blonde cheer captain. So I mean, I fit it pretty well. And then for Miss Polly's, I play Jamie, who is kind of the mischievous one. Kind of wants to have a good time rather than take things seriously.
So the last question is, how many shows have you been a part of?
I've been a part of 8 shows in the past 4 years. I've been in high school. 2 of them I've been a part of the cast, and the other 6 I've been a part of either costume, makeup, or paint. For cast, I was a part of The Island of Dr. Moreau. I played Bowman number 1.
I've been a part of the fall musical we did this year and the spring play we did this year, and then in the middle of those, and you did it too, we both did Mystery Dinner Theater.
Aww. That's it for this week.
Be sure to pre-buy your tickets for a Night of Fun Acts next week on April 25th to the 27th at 7 o'clock. I'm Emma Seville.
I'm Sean Neptune.
KCAT News. Kinkies up!
I do. I don't. Here's the mother flippin'.
Thanks, guys. Spring sports teams have been busy with meets and games, and as always, I'll have the recap on that with another episode of GGR. The softball teams took on El Dorado on April 15th. The Cats ended up falling 14-4 and then 11-0. The golf team teed off in Circle on April 15th. The Cats placed third with a team score of 371. Individually, Tyler Fox medaled in 8th place, shooting an 89. Isaac Gardner shot a 93. Gage Milan with a 94. 95 for Josh Gerber. Braden Sweet shot a 101, and Julian Wetzel finished with a 103. April 11th was the KT Woodman track meet over at WSU. Jarrett Plummer medaled in first in the javelin throw. Anna Moon placed first in the 1600 meter, and Chloe Simons took first place in pole vault. Then they had another meet in Andover on April 16th. The boys team placed third overall, with Cole Diffenbaugh placing first in the 100 meter, Caden Webb placing second in the 100 meter. Cole Diffenbaugh took second in the 200 meter. The boys 4x1 took first. Chase Millage placed first in pole vault, then Jarrett Plummer taking first place again in javelin. Then the girls team placed 7th overall. The 4x8 took second, along with Chloe Simons, who placed second in the long jump. The girls soccer team took on El Dorado on April 15th as they were victorious in the matchup, winning 10-0. Emma Colby had another great game with 4 goals and 1 assist. Emma Anderson had 2 goals. Kobe McDaniel and Carson White each had a goal with an assist. Sean Neptune chipped in a goal. Then Katie Kanega scored a goal off a penalty kick and had 3 saves. And last but not least, Grace Myers, who contributed an assist. The Cats then played the Collegiate Spartans on April 16th, however falling 4-0. That's it for this week's edition of Gabe's Game Recap. Gabe Daniel, KCAT News. That's it for this week's episode. Enjoy your 4-day weekend, and as always, thanks for watching KCAT. Do 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 do.